Oh, we ever go on picnics, Nikki?
What's up, you guys? It's Nikki. Today I will be doing a story time with my friend Mickey. This story is going to be about when I went clubbing in Korea. One of the times I went clubbing in Korea. It wasn't a lot. It was like maybe 3-4 times. I wanted him here because he actually hasn't heard the story yet either.
And I'm excited.
And I want to see his reaction. Along with you guys. So, are you ready for the story?
Yeah.
Okay, so this was, I think, the last time I went clubbing with my best friend in Korea. This was last August, so last year of August. So we got out of the club like around 3 a.m. and we didn't want to get a taxi because we had a bad experience, so we wanted to wait for the subway. The subway doesn't start until 5 or 6 a.m. I believe, so we just started walking around Hongdae. There's a street with like a bunch of restaurants, right? And we were walking down and then we see these two Korean guys. One is tall and one is short. Okay, we'll call the tall guy, and then we'll call the short guy Glasses, because he was wearing glasses. We were walking, right, me and my best friend, and suddenly we felt someone grab our arm, and it was a tall guy. And with this broken English, he was like, "Hey, do you speak English?" Well, we didn't know how to respond, so we just said yeah. After that, he was like, "Oh, do you see this restaurant? Have you ate here before?" Me and my best friend looked really confused because like, why is he trying to talk to us? So we're like, "No, we haven't." We tried walking away, and then so the tall guys stopped us again. They were like, "Oh, no, you should eat here. Come, you should eat with us." And I'm like, that's really weird. The short guy, Glasses, he was like, "Oh, we're not bad guys, don't worry."
Something you shouldn't say.
So I turned to Leslie, that's my best friend's name, and we started talking to each other in Spanish. So in Spanish we were like, how do we get out of this? Because every time we tried walking away, they'd stop us. In the end, we ended up going with them inside of the restaurant. Okay, I know, okay? But it was because they were so persistent and they didn't stop. They literally did not stop. So as soon as we walked in, the lady goes, "Oh, hey, we're closed." So then we're like, "Oh yes, let's go." So we were ready to dip. And then as soon as they saw us trying to dip, they were like, "Oh, no, let's try this place." And we're like, oh. So we went inside of the restaurant and they just started ordering meat. And then as soon as we saw the soju come in, we were like, we're not gonna drink. So what we ended up doing is we would take like little sips, right? And then as soon as they turn, we would pour it in this like tin can. It's like where all the bones go in. So we would just throw it in there to make it seem like we were drinking, but we weren't. So the tall guy started talking, right? So American girls are really open-minded in the movies. So like just sit on your lap and like they'll kiss you and like blah blah blah. No. I was like, that's only in the movies. We're not like that. If you think that's gonna happen, that's not gonna happen. And they were just shocked. I was like, are you guys that naive? I was really surprised. After we were done eating and stuff and like they had enough drinks or whatever, they ended up paying. So we were trying to dip again. So we're like, "Oh, well, thank you. That was nice. We're gonna go home now." So as soon as we started walking, they stopped us again. "Let's go karaoke."
Oh my god.
I was like, I'm trying to go to bed. I'm trying to go home. I was like, at this point, I don't care if we take a taxi or not. I just want to go home. But no, they dragged us into a karaoke place. And they had this great idea that we should play as teams. So I was grouped with the tall guy and Leslie was grouped with the Glasses. The lower scorer had to drink. So they ordered more.
Oh my god.
And this time we would be like, you know, the guy should drink. So whenever one of us would like lose, we, instead of sharing the soju, the guy would drink it. I was like, oh, thank God, because I'm not trying to get drunk with these weirdos. Twice started playing, right? So they were like, "Oh, let's dance. So I started doing the dance, right? Tell me why, as soon as Glasses stood up, it was like a 10. I was like, oh my god. Leslie, we should get out of here. I was like, this is Okay, I think it's time to go home. By this time, it's like 7 a.m. We're like, the subway's ready to go, let's just go. So we're gonna go home now. And then as soon as I stood up, he pulled me, like the tall guy pulled me to his lap. And he was like, don't leave, 사랑해. I was like, no you don't. And then he's like, will you be my American girlfriend? And then like his like friend keeps on egging him on. I'm not interested. And then he's like, come on. He was like, please, I really do love you. And then I'm like, no you don't. So me and Leslie started walking out, and we started walking towards the subway. And then he literally walked in front of us, and he's like, honestly, just pick anywhere that you want to eat and I'll pay for it. And I was like, no, I really just want to go home. And then he's like, please, he's like, trust me. Okay.
Oh my god.
I was like, let's go to the gas station. Anyway, so we go in. I just get banana milk, and then I'm like, okay, this is what I want. And then he's like, really? That's it? I'm like, yeah, that's all I want. So he goes and pays for it, because I noticed that they were still in the convenience store, him and his friend. So me and Leslie started walking, and then behind us they were like, wait, let me get your cacao talk. Like, I don't have one. Well, Leslie said that she doesn't have one, and as soon as she said that to like the glasses guy, she dipped down to the subway. And I'm like, Leslie, how the you leave me alone with these two random dudes? So the tall guy was like, can I see you one more time? No. And then he's like, oh, come on, please, just meet me here later today at, I don't know, at like 6 or 7 to like have dinner. I would have said yes and never showed up. Okay, so that's what ended up happening. I was like, in the end, because like I didn't want to miss the subway. Yeah, I'll just see you here at 7 for dinner. Sure. And then he's like, okay, you promise? I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then he's like, can I give you a hug? And I'm like, ah! I'm like, no. I was like, here's a handshake. And then he's like, okay, American style. I'm like, yeah, okay. And then he shook my hand. I'm like, okay, I'll see you later. See you later. So I went down the subway, and I'm like, how? Like, I was like, Leslie, how dare you leave me with him? And she's like, he's like harmless. I don't think he like would have done anything. But I'm like, still though, that was so awkward. I can't believe that this just happened to us. So we took the whole subway home to process everything that just happened. Yeah. And we never saw him again. Saw them again.
I'm surprised you spent an actual 4 hours with them.
Dude, me too. We decided to go with the flow, but in the end,
blue balls.
exactly. They didn't get what they want. We finally got to go home, and we were safe and sound, and then we never went clubbing ever again after that.
Lesson learned.
Yup. Let me get some water. I'm so thirsty. The story was too long. Okay, if you guys like that story, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll make sure to do more story time videos if you guys would like to hear more of my trip to Korea. Other than that, if you guys would like to follow him, I'll leave his Instagram in the description below, and I'll put it on the screen. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.